Hey out there, everyone. Hope everyone's having a wonderful, blessed, safe, joyful, happy week. Hope you and your families are healthy and safe and well. Tonight, we're talking about the Thursday night football game starting week 4 between the Jacksonville Jaguars at the Cincinnati Bengals. Jacksonville comes into this game 0-3. The Cincinnati Bengals come into this game 2-1. So, this game, Thursday night, week 4, I don't believe. It's gonna be like a classic, like usually what you get when you get one of those rivalry games, like how we had Washington against the Giants week 2. Usually we get more of a rivalry game on Thursdays, but usually more of a classic. Last week we had Carolina Panthers versus Houston Texans. That wasn't as much of a classic, you know what I mean? So I believe it's very important to get a rivalry or good matchup teams like Buccaneers versus Dallas, stuff like that. But we get the conference battle here between Jacksonville Jaguars and Cincinnati Bengals. So that being said, I believe this game is going to be a feature of the Trevor Lawrence, continuing on his development, his improvement, working with the weapons he has in the roster, with a team that's on a rebuild. Cincinnati, which I believe also is a team on a rebuild, added Jamar Chase. So far, that passing game and Joe Burrow getting back in rhythm and his confidence back after his injury has proved me wrong, because I had them going. I think I had their first win being tonight, and they're 2-1. So clearly got Cincinnati Bengals wrong. Jacksonville Jaguars have been right with so far. Sorry. So that being said, Jacksonville Jaguars, I do believe the edge that the Jacksonville Jaguars has in this game is that the Bengals come into this game with a extremely banged up secondary. They lost Jessie Bates to injury, Chidobe, Awuzie to injury. They're not out for the year, but they're not playing tonight due to injury, I believe. So that means Trae Waynes, Mike Hilton, and Eli Apple now feature the secondary. I forget who they have backing up the safety Bates, but pretty much this is a whole different kind of secondary, kinda. And Mike Hilton, Eli Apple have experience. Apple with the Giants and Saints. Hilton has recently with the Pittsburgh Steelers. So now Waynes is coming from Minnesota. Um, so that being said, banged up secondary. Cincinnati Bengals have featured a good wide receiver trio. Ty Higgins, unfortunately, though I don't believe is playing this week. He's out with injury. So it's Ty Higgins. T. Higgins, sorry. T. Higgins is out with injury this week. So if T. Higgins was playing based on the Bengals of the secondary, T. Higgins would have been my pick for the Cincinnati Bengals for fantasy picks tonight, which I'm going to get into later. But with that being said, I do believe the bang up secondary still creates a advantage for the Cincinnati Bengals able to attack. Sorry. The secondary bang up for the Cincinnati Bengals creates an advantage for the Jacksonville Jaguars to attack them with Marvin Jones Jr., DJ Chark Jr., and Laviscus. Let me not get this wrong. Yeah, Lavisca Chenault Jr. So we see how they attack the secondary. So I do believe this has the chance. Because of injury, I would not be shocked if Trevor Lawrence is able to get in rhythm and expose the secondary due to injuries. But I do not believe that the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to win this game. Reason why. I believe this game is going to be pass attacks against defense. I believe talent-wise, Bengals have more talent on the defense. The Jacksonville Jaguars do have talent on this defense, so hold on. Kelevion Chashawn, Josh Allen, Miles Jack, Shaquille Griffin. The rookie they got Tayshaun Campbell. Those are all the names that's coming to my mind. When the Bengals have Sam Herbert, Trey Hendrickson, Logan Wilson. Forget the other linebacker they have. And then they had, Bates and Von Bell. But Bates is injured. Bates is an underrated safety to me in the league. So when you have a pass attacking going against both these defenses, right? I believe the edge is going to come down to the winner of the James Robinson versus Joe Mixon running attack, whichever one could be featured better. I'm going to lean towards not even feature better running attack, like overall production between the running back of James Robinson and Joe Mixon, because I think Joe Mixon's a little bit of a more complete back at this point in his career, and with the experience he has in the league, I believe Joe Mixon's going to be able to be schemed better within his offense than James Robinson. So, that being said, I believe the edge offensively is going to go to the Cincinnati Bengals in this game and Joe Burrow. I believe the final score is Cincinnati Bengals winning this game at home by a score of 24-17. The spread right now is 7.5 points for Cincinnati Bengals. I got them winning by 7. Offensive fantasy picks for Jacksonville Jaguars. Jaguars tonight. The offensive fantasy pick for the Jacksonville Jaguars tonight. I'm going DJ Clark Jr. because, like I said, injuries in secondary. I believe the best option for Trevor Lawrence tonight is going to be a big body wide receiver. Chark has gotten more production than Marvin Jones. Jones is also a big body receiver. I wanted to go Laviska Shenault only because I believe when you have to move around your cornerbacks, the one that usually gets exposed the most is the slot. But I believe Lawrence does a better job with the deep balls to the outside more than and has done a better job of getting DJ Chark involved than Laviska Shenault. So that's why I went Chark Jr. But Laviska Shenault, it's an honorable mention offensively. Defensively, Jacksonville Jaguars fantasy picks. I think Josh Allen's going to have a chance of having a good game here, pass rushing wise. I know Cincinnati Bengals offensive line has held up to this point, but I do believe it's still a question. And because of that, I believe a veteran pass rusher like Josh Allen could get off and have a good game tonight. Levon Chase is my honorable mention because he's the other essentially pass rusher. I know they have defense. They actually have a nose tackle in the ends, but I think the edge linebackers are the better option here in this game. Cincinnati Bengals fantasy picks. I wanted to go Sam Hubbard as an honorable mention because I believe he can get a pass rush in this game. But I'm actually going to go Von Bell because I believe the strong safety Von Bell is going to have more of an impact in this game because I believe it's going to be more of a passing attack featured by the Jacksonville Jaguars. So I'm going to go Von Bell for my defensive fantasy pick for the Cincinnati Bengals. And offensively, this was a game that I wanted to go Jamar Chase because he's had a touchdown so far through the first 3 weeks of the game. And, him and Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow have a rhythm so far with one another. I believe the weakness in the secondary for the Jacksonville Jaguars are more in the safety position than the cornerback positions. But I'm actually going to go, like I said, Ty Higgins would have been my pick if he was in the slot tonight's game. But I'm actually going to go with the pick in the slot that I think is going to be featured more in the slot. I think, they have Auden Tate and there's another wide receiver. Auden Tate and there's another wide receiver. I can't remember right now on the Bengals. But I think they could put Tyler Boyd more in the slot. So I'm going to go with the veteran Tyler Boyd to be the fantasy pick for the Cincinnati Bengals tonight. Now, why did I go wide receivers for fantasy picks tonight? Obviously, I said this game is featured by Trevor Lawrence and Joe Burrow. I believe most of the time, games are often decided with quarterbacks. So I usually try to pick a different player unless I believe this game is clearly the advantage is how well the quarterbacks play, and I believe the quarterback's a clear decision. But I think today, DJ Clark, Chark Jr., and Tyler Boyd. I believe the wide receivers there that wins their matchup more because I think those are wide receivers are going to have the most production for the respective teams win this battle tonight. So that being said, guys, that's my take on tonight's Thursday night game between the Jacksonville Jaguars at the Cincinnati Bengals. The Cincinnati Bengals again winning this game by a score of 24-17 at home. With that being said, guys, wish you all the best in life. Blessed, happy, joyful life and week. Keep doing good in the world, guys. And with that being said, peace.